Good. So you're setting up right now, you're setting up your supports for Supta Baddha Konasana, and we're going to begin by looking at the resting practice and process here, and we'll be bringing our awareness of breath into the back body, into the place of well, first of all, it's the spinal cord at the level of L2, L3. Remember, you can just ballpark that. It's right behind your navel, essentially. Into the space back there, and the place that is called, in some traditions, the back nose, Ming Men, where we bring life force into the body, where we continue our breath to happen in the body, right in this place, right here. The coming in of the breath. Not this lung and all of that, which is also important, but the actual entering of the breath through the space in the spinal cord, not the spinal cord, but the space in the spinal cord that allows and draws the life force into you. So that's one. Also, we will be looking at how to, when we're practicing breathing, so we can call it pranayama in yoga, when we're practicing breathing, how we want to bring our breath down into the low body first. And that this breath is not a pushing out of the belly and forward with inhale. It is, in fact, not pushing out and forward at all, but it is a widening of the back, right in the region of Ming Men and the kidneys, right between the kidneys, widening in the back with the inhalation. What else is there? This is your mesentery. This is the organic structure of nerve and fascia and all kinds of vessels, and a massive amount, according to yoga, in my experience and according to yoga, a massive amount of ability to sense and feel. So the mesentery, which is attached way deep in the back abdominal wall, this is not a ridiculously large mesentery. The small intestine is out here. I know it looks like it's crazy large. It's pretty big. But if you look at it, you can see how this part here, which is the connective tissue, and it's all wrapped up in there around itself in the loops that the small intestine have at the end. You can see how if that's attached in the back abdominal wall and things are a little cozy in there, you can see how it's not so crazy. You got your intestines in there. I mean, it's too big, but it's not that much too big. All right? We are bringing the breath in through the back abdominal wall, as we have been doing for years and years and years. And we are flooding the breath down through the back abdominal wall, and we are allowing this prana of the breath to reach through all the folds of the nervous system and fascial tissue that is holding your small intestines in the back. The mesentery structure is a lot bigger than the small intestines, which are on the end. We always talk about tone the small intestines or whatever, but the mesentery, what about that? What about that, guys? That's where so much stuff is happening. All right? So we have lots of classes on my Substack page. You'll find classes about the mesentery, breathing into the mesentery, all of that sort of thing. And for now, we're going to begin our practice in Supta Baddha Konasana. So I am going to say that this is for you, if you already know how to use the strap, around your legs for Supta Baddha Konasana, by all means. If you don't quite know how to do that yet and you don't maybe even care that much, you can get a couple of blocks and you'll place those perhaps under your knees. So let me show you here. I'll be coming into the Supta Baddha Konasana by sitting here on the front. I'll go through this and then you can do it on your own as you watch me first, and then or you can do it with me. So I'm lifting, see, I'm here. I've got a little bit of an arc in my lower back, but I've got my sacrum up all the way to the edge here, right? So I'm gonna get good support there. And then when I come back, I'm gonna curl my tail toward the feet end, and then come on back and take the blankets right under my neck, okay? Phase 1 here is no Supta Baddha Konasana at all. Perhaps you don't want to, perhaps it doesn't feel right. You can extend your your legs and release your arms out to the side. Phase 1. Phase 2, you bring your legs into the most gentle of all Supta Baddha Konasana, something like I'm doing lately, and then support it so that your legs don't fall open too far and you don't feel comfortable. That's phase 2. Now phase 3 means that you're actually taking this strap, and I know I said don't do it if you don't know it, but it's like this. You bring the strap, it's a loop, all the way around the base of your sacrum. You come back, see what I'm doing? You come back and then you bring your feet, your inner legs will have the strap on it. You bring your feet into the strap, and from there you lie back. And you can tighten the strap if you like, and it will support your Supta Baddha Konasana as well. Anyone who feels the comfort is increased will bring supports underneath the outer thighs. All right, so that's what we're doing. Come on into that. And I will guide your inquiry here for a few minutes. First things first. Find your comfort. That means you might have to wiggle around a little bit. You might have to say, whatever, I'm just going to extend my legs. You might even say, I can't be on this bolster. You can lie down flat on your back. Whatever really works, because if you're not comfortable, you can forget about subtlety. So make yourself comfortable. Good. Now, yield your body into the supports under you. That means you have to allow the gravity of earth to pull you down. First things first. Earth. Now within this pull of earth, you have water, lots of water. Feel that the earthy you is being washed with water, flooding through you, rolling around with all of its qualities, softening tissues, nourishing body, water. All you have to do is allow it, and you look for it. You can't create the feeling. It's not imagination. You actually look for it. Do I feel something fluid in there? Ah, and maybe you notice the fluid is warm. That's fire. There's fire. And maybe you notice that, wow, into this mix of the earth and the water and the fire that warms my humanity, yield to your humanity. I also feel the element of air. The oxygen, the carbon dioxide, the gases that I take in and I release are flowing in my fluid body. And I notice that I breathe the air in through my nasal pathways, down into my lungs, and I release it back out. My gift to the environment, the trees, I give back. And the environment gives back to me, and I inhale again. Over and over and over our whole lives. Now, feel the breath, the touch of the air entering through your nasal pathways up and around, as if you can feel that the bones of the head are transparent to the touch of your breath. Nasal pathways, soft breeze of air, all the way down through the back of the neck, all the way down underneath the sternum. And maybe you can even feel the touch of the breath underneath the sternum as it spreads three-dimensionally into your lungs. Oh, your ribs move. You get it. Oh, they fan out in all directions. Good. Now we're continuing to go down. We're going down into the full torso, from the thoracic diaphragm to the pelvic diaphragm. If you like, you can bring your hands to your belly for some moments, if you like, to notice the softness of the organs that are in there, underneath the muscle of the front, resting on the muscle of the back. And listen to me. When you inhale, allow those organs, the mesentery, the whole thing, to yield into the back abdominal wall. Not push forward, just go back abdominal wall. And when you exhale, don't worry about it, just the breath goes out. Ah, relax, breathe normally. That's a technique. That's a pranayama technique we just did. We're going to do it again. Simple, breathing into the back abdominal wall, letting the belly organs be soft. Here we go. Exhale, nice, long, deep to empty. And inhaling, you're going from your nasal passages, and then you're moving, you're allowing the breath to be called for in the back abdominal wall, filling this with and letting the oceany mesentery undulate in there. And then as you exhale, just relax, breathe normally. Now, let's add something. Let's imagine perhaps at first, maybe notice, maybe feel the results of the breath that can come into the body through this amazing portal that in Chinese medicine is called Ming Men. And in yoga, it's, I don't know, it's among the chakra system there. And imagine that you have this ability to breathe into the body right through the space here in the vertebral column. It's actually space, it's actually in the central nervous system. It wouldn't be in a bone. And when you're inhaling, you're bringing the breath into the body from there, the back nose. When you inhale, you may feel, oh, there's a sense of space growing in there between the vertebrae, just a little space. And as you exhale, oh, maybe it condenses back again. Maybe, maybe not. So you're using your nose to draw the breath down into your lungs as you always would do. And now you're incorporating this drawing of the breath from way deep in the back body. It's like a straw. It just comes in and it spreads into the back abdominal wall. Now, one more step here. The next step is that as this breath comes in and spreads in the back abdominal wall, it also spreads all the way down and into the deep pelvis, and it's all around the back, right? So when you inhale, this back body will widen circumferentially, like opening into a big wide circle back there. And as you're exhaling, it'll just condense back a little bit again. So you have a pumping, in a way, of the breath. This is, as we know, navel flooding breath that we've done before. And this is just another way that it is taught in different systems that, oh yeah, it's back there, guys. It's in the back where this energy flows. All the way down. All the way down to the pelvic floor. All the way up through the thoracic diaphragm. Condensing on exhale, expanding on inhale. Does your pelvic floor get involved in this in some way? Is there a little way that there's a drawing, a magnetism of breath being drawn downward? That would be the apana vayu, pulling the life force down into the body. Now we're beginning to look at what is full breathing. Play with it. Do not make it difficult. Whenever you feel you're straining, stop. Do nothing. Allow yourself to rest your skin, your bones, your muscles. Just rest and then invite the sensation. In other words, you wait for it with the intention, but you wait for it. The Supta Baddha Konasana, if you're using it in your position, is very useful for drawing, for stimulating the apana vayu to draw breath into the body. Apana vayu pulls life force in. Pranavayu? Oh. Our offering, our gifts, our release, and then we take it in, Apanavayu. Good. And now let it go completely, absolutely no technique. Now, if you are in the Baddha Konasana, if you're using a strap or anything, take it off. Everybody bring your knees together. Use your arms on the outsides of your thighs to assist. Bring your knees together. And then roll on over to either one of your sides and come off of your bolster support. And then when you're ready, just come up to seated, going nowhere, doing nothing, easy posture. So this back body breathing is a real invitation to keep the space and the length of the back body, right? Not to push anything across it one way or another. I don't even like to do that. Not to push across it anywhere, not even up here. You don't push here. Just feel for that and see if maybe in your seated position you can bring your hand solar plexus here. Can you feel? Look for it. Is there? It's a question. Is there a way that the inhaling breath is being drawn by some sort of pulse right back there in some etheric structure in space? Okay, good. All right, let's come on to hands and knees, and we'll do a little bit of movement. So then the movement, you know, asana practice, wow, what a boon to the body. We create the possibility to feel the subtle energy. You know, that's what the asana practice is about. Of course, it creates some health and all of that, and vitality. And health and vitality is good for noticing life as it is, the goal of yoga. All right, so be as healthy as you can. You don't have to be ultra healthy, believe me. You can believe me. All right, and then hands and knees. Right, I know that some of you, you know, you really know this, that I spent so many years thinking I wanted to be like some sort of ideal of health for myself. We're doing cat breaths, exhaling. You get to stretch that little spot there between the L2, L3. Now, as you're inhaling and coming into the arcing, don't let it hang, don't push across it. You're gonna draw along, the coccyx goes away, the base of the skull goes away, and you've created space in the back spine at the L2, L3. Exhale, round again. You're pushing from through the length of you, and then as you're inhaling, a little bit of an arc. And then if you like, you can roll with this. So we don't need to stay straight forward and back. You can rotate here. And you can more or less flex or extend. What I'm going to ask you to do is to not push backwards across that place in your spine. That does not create space. That just creates hardening and stops energetic flow. So you want to, yes, create space, yes, but not by manipulating the bones. So do the stuff that feels good. What you might want to do, one of the things you might want to do is come into something of a side supported plank here. So your movement, certainly, and your inquiry into what is that space? Is it there? What does it give me? As you come up into your side supported plank, take a couple of breaths. Okay, there's a tendency in this posture, I bet you, dollars to donuts. You have a tendency to push forward through your lumbar. I know you do. Don't push it back, don't push it forward. Just lengthen through that L5. Sorry, L2, L3, lengthen. And then here we go, inhale, and as you're exhaling, you come around. You place your hand and take a moment at center before you go now to the other side. Play with it. And then whenever you're ready, you push into the earth with your other side and you begin to open into this side version. So I'm going to stay right here in this side. My body won't do that on this side right now, so I'm just going to straighten this back leg and pivot a little bit around. This works for me, but no more. You find yours. And waving the breath through the back abdominal wall, and then bringing your knee back down, and let's come into an extended child's posture. So come up, as you come back, come up on your fingertips and reach your tail back, reach it back, and feel how, oh, if I reach the tail, I can once again feel there's a lot of space right back there, right back there. And pushing forward to hands and knees, full inhaling breath. And as you're exhaling, downward facing dog. Come on up and enjoy it. So notice your patterns. Do you have a pattern of just ever so slightly pushing that critical spot there in the central nervous system, in the subtle nervous system? Are you pushing it forward? All right, and then walking your feet and your hands together. You do that, you'll be standing in Uttanasana, a standing forward bend. So it's a flexion, right? You get a little bit of a flexion in your spine. All right, and then with an inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing. You can reach up with your arms or not, whatever you're most comfortable doing right now in your standing position. Hand to the front navel, hand to the back navel, if you can reach. Sometimes my shoulder won't do it, but right now today, I can touch back there. And as you touch in the front, and you inhale, avoid pushing the belly out or hardening it back. Not this, not this. Soft, front belly. As you inhale, widen the space of your back to expand the breath. As you exhale, you'll feel everything condensing back. And as you're inhaling, that expanding in the back is opening circumferentially right around through all of those tissues, and exhale. Good. And stand. Tadasana. So in Tadasana, the same thing. Yeah, sure, mountain pose, we understand. That's a good term, and you're not just all earth. You're everything that grows in the mountain, everything that gives the mountain. The mountain breathes with life. All right, I'm going to use my chair, half Surya Namaskar, and we'll bring it into a few other things. And again, working with some of the things we did last week for keeping the width in this beautiful back gate, the gate of the breath. All right. Standing. Release. Sink your sacrum. Sink it. It may be useful to bend your knees a little bit to sink the sacrum. What does that mean? You let it have more heaviness than the pelvic bones. More heaviness. It goes, whoa. What does that give you in your mid-back there, right at the fire center, right at this back gate of breath? Anjali Mudra is exhale. Stay with me. Inhale. Now, as you're exhaling and releasing your hands toward the earth, you look up to neutral. Sink the sacrum. And then with an inhale, fill the back wall, reach all the way up. Keep that width. And exhale, up, out, and over. Take your time. There's stuff to touch inside. Inhale, wave out. Oh, careful, right? And exhale, pour it down again. And then inhale, you sink the sacrum as you support the inhale breath in your torso. And exhale, the arms can come out to the sides and down if you like, or you can come right through Anjali Mudra. Now stand again. Do one more on your own. Do one more on your own. Feel what you're doing as you do it. Stay with it. Until you're all the way up again. And once again, feel what you got. You want to be standing right over the central core of you, but not because you're finding a position, but by your relationship to yourself and the environment, the earth of you, the water of you. Fire. Everything's feeling this this tube through your center, the air, space. All right, let's open this first before we do anything else into the goddess posture situation, because that's a real place of the planting of all of this without losing anything. So come on out, and you don't really turn your feet in for this posture. You actually let them turn out a little bit. And then bending your knees, slide down. So you gotta open the pelvic floor first. You can see what I'm doing, I think. I'm expanding here. Inhaling, expanding, exhaling, condensing. The condensing straightens my legs. The inhale bends my legs. Support is through the whole thing. All right, now inhale, come down and bend. Okay, where's your pelvic floor in relationship to the earth? The pubis and the coccyx want to be at the same level. That's a clue. And then you'll find the open space. And then bring your hands into the lower belly and notice it's not falling forward, it's not going back, it's right over it. It too is full of space. Solar plexus. As I go to the solar plexus, I'm drawn immediately to this back nose. As I bring that into its relational place, my back nose begins to breathe. All the way up, all the way through the neck and the head. Anjali Mudra. And inhaling, opening, bringing the hands into Jnana Mudra and planting down. So who are you in this? What does the goddess posture mean in terms of creation? Can you move in this? Would you want to? Creation moves. Fiery, strong, compassionate, loving, and just easy with the whole thing. Can't control it, but I can look at it. And I can do my best. Yoga. Now push into the earth with an inhale and actually roll open through the top chest. We'll come down into a Prasarita Paruttanasana. Inhale, and as you're exhaling, come on up and over it and bring your hands down. If you're facing a chair, you can use that. You can have your hands on your legs or all the way to the floor. Bend your knees again. You've got a different organization with gravity, but all previous integrations are there. And as you're exhaling, come over it forward and take a time here. So for some of us, we will tend to be pushing back through the lumbar here in this posture. If that's your case, come up a little higher so that you can lengthen through the lumbar. Imagine, notice, feel the nose back there, the straw of the life force that's coming into you. Allow it. That's what's important. Your hamstrings are okay, don't worry about them. They may be stretching. They may not. Three more breaths. Feel what you're doing. don't come up yet, but feel on this inhale how when your breath fills into the back abdominal wall, it also gives you the muscular support back there to assist your rising. They go together. All right, now halfway up with an inhale. Inhale, bring in that support and bring your hands to your thighs, or you can keep your arms open, whatever you like, and then push into the earth. Come all the way up. Reach upward. Breathe life in. And as you're exhaling, the arms come down, you heel toe your feet together, and you're back to your simple, human, going nowhere, doing nothing. The place from which we do. All right, little Suryas. Of course, I need my chair. All right. Inhale, open your palms. Sink your sacrum. Keep that language in your mind because it's not release or drop. It's different. It's sink. It means you're up here and the sacrum goes, it sinks. Yeah, I feel it's very different. All right, inhale. Exhale. Little reverence, little gratitude, little humility. And then push into the earth. Reach for anything that you want. Reach up. Big inhale again. And as you're exhaling, give it up. Surrender. Yield all the way forward into what is essentially a bow, a forward bend. Now, go deep in the left. Inhale and curl your right, and then step it back and into a lunge. Now I'm going to stay right here because this is best for me, but you can bring your right knee to the floor, take your left hand to your thigh, and with an inhale, come up into it's going to be a back bend in lunge. I don't think I should do it, so I'm going to be right here. Now, when you come up into your back bend from down there, remember, it's from filling the back abdominal wall. That way, you're not going to over-arc your spine. You're not going to close off that back breath. 2 more breaths here. It's not the position. It's the awareness. You'll find it. All right, and then as you're exhaling, bring both arms down and straighten the back leg. Push from the back foot through to your head. Make sure that that's what's happening so that when you step forward, it's just like, oh, that's easy, I'm already there. Foot into the earth. Inhale, wave out. Exhale, pour down. And rise up, inhale. The length from fingertips to coccyx. Drop. Sink the sacrum and Anjali Mudra. Now take your awareness into this central place here and see if you are, just check in, no judgment about it, but see if you are getting any more sensitivity in there and maybe a sense of space, or maybe feeling, wow, I don't have enough space there. Something's going on. Don't be judgmental about it. So what? That's what the practice is. Noticing, feeling, maintaining curiosity. It's not about fixing anything. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Little bow. Release the arms into the earth, just the other side, and inhale, big reach. And exhale it up, out, and over. And then this time, yield deep into the right and step your left back. Good. And then bring the knee down. When you bring the knee down, release into the earth deeply through both legs and inhale, rise, keeping your right hand on your right thigh and the left hand arm rising. Feel what you got. Keep breathing. So backbending challenges it a lot. Can you sink the sacrum? It's different from lengthening. It's not about lengthening. It's about sink the sacrum. Can you continue to pay attention? When your attention wanders, it will. Don't worry about it. When your attention wanders, simply bring it back to whatever the subject at hand is. That's all. You're not a failure. That's part of the process. That's how our nervous system lets go its little crinks and spots in there. Okay, now finding the back. Take the knee back up off the ground. Find the push, and all the way to your head. And when you're ready, you'll step forward. I gotta adjust. Step forward all the way. Wave out and pour down. And then sink the sacrum as you come around. As you're inhaling, supporting from the front with the breath. Big reach up. And Anjali Mudra. All right, Parshvottanasana, and then coming into a twisting triangle from there. So here we go. Exhale. You can use blocks, you know, or the chair. Inhale, big reach. And exhale, forward. Go down through the right, curl your left, step it straight back. Now, when you get back there, look at your toes. Spread the toes out and spin on the toe ball to bring your heel in toward the center of your mat. Look, your heel, front foot, will line up with the arch of the back foot. Push into the earth with both and wave out, fill. As you're exhaling, you can come further forward or not, your choice. Breathing. So if this wasn't, my leg that I'm nursing along right now, I'd be bringing my arms out forward and be much lower here over the chair. So you just be where it's best for you. You can zip right up through the pubic disc here. Lift the pubic disc heavenward. Its own levity takes it up. Oh, and you can still keep the fullness back there. Now, your left hand will stay on your supports, on the floor, the block, whatever it is. And then bring your right hand to your right thigh, and using the push into the earth with both of your hands, earth through the chair for me, and earth through the leg, here, begin to turn. Turning. Don't push across it. Turn. And then if you like, you can bring the right arm up. And if that doesn't feel good, just keep it down. Keep breathing. All right, now bring it around, keep your supports. As you're exhaling, you'll come around, feel that deep body. Spin the back heel off the ground, push off and step forward, wave out, and pour down, and then rise up. Anjali Mudra. You feel there's a difference in the sidedness here. Feel it? Good. And then sink the sacrum. Soften the deep belly into the body. The inhale comes down and behind the organs of the solar plexus, spreading and going earth, in this case earthward and elementally earthward. You got it? Inhale, other side, open the palms. And exhale. And into the earth, big inhale, reach up. And exhale. Down and into the left, curl your right, step it back, spin the heel toward the center, widen out that back foot, push into the earth with the front, inhale, straightening, and exhale, extending over to your comfort. You know, we could say to your best ability, but the best ability doesn't mean coming into a bigger posture. The best ability means, well, you know what it means, staying with the inquiry. If you go too far, it's going to push you out of it for sure. Stay with the inquiry that we're having of this space and this back body breath. And this new little spot there, not new, been there all along, hasn't been described. Not, as far as I know, it's not described in yoga. Someone can tell me, maybe you know it is. All right, and then push into the earth. The right hand will stay, left hand comes to the thigh. Use your support, so it's the support of the legs and both arms, to spin open to the left. Do what's best for you with the left arm as you play with. You play with it. There's no right place. You're going to have to play with it. Play. So that means you kind of, or it implies that you might enjoy it. That you don't follow a strict pattern. You play. Now, spin back around with an inhale. Feel what you're doing. Can you do the transitions and still feel the whole thing? Place your hands both, turn the back heel, push off, step forward, wave out, and exhale, take it down, and push into the earth and rise. And Anjali Mudra. And Tadasana. All right, let's come down prone, lying on your belly, arms up by your body the way we usually do. Why do we do the arms like this? Because this is the way a baby, so developmental pattern-wise, we would be like this. If a baby was lying on the ground and their arms were straight, back next to them, you might want to check the tone. How are they doing? Most babies will have this condensing tone into them when they're lying down prone. So you want to see, play with it, see what you find. Play with it, my most favorite instruction, right? Okay, so we'll come down and you're going to prone. And I'm going to, oh, I'll go down too. I'll do it with you. All right, so all the way down, we're looking for basically the same elements here as we come down. And you can lengthen your torso out, of course, and then bring yourself down. Yield your front body earthward. So this is the place developmentally where we learned very, very early as these little babies that came into gravity, born. We learn, oh, gravity. Yield your weight to gravity in the way that you imagine a little baby might have done. It's like, whoa. And then the little baby is motivated to move. Curiosity about one's own body feelings, so you can begin to condense and move around a little bit here. Now, when I say condense here, I'm actually talking about the whole body condensing and expanding, which is this whole other thing of full body tone. Not hardening. I'm not contracting my muscles. They're working. My muscles are moving too, but I'm really just playing with letting everything feel everything inside. This is a thing that is called postural tone, and I perceive it to be whole body pranic tone. All right, now keep that idea so you're still pulsing around, and as you're ready, take your hands like you're going to do a little bit of a, I don't know, cobra posture or something, right under your chest, and you can squeeze your elbows in toward you, and then when you lift your right leg up off the ground, you don't need to go high, just an inhale. Don't get hard. Keep the fat, keep that mobility in the body as you reach your right leg up. So if you go for the stretch or something, you'll be in a different inquiry. Right now, you're just inquiring into how can that whole body tone lift my leg, and how can I, listen to me, how can I have the leg be lifted partly because, well, for some reason, my belly's not pushing into the earth. It's levitating up into my back body. All right? And as you're exhaling, release it down nice and slow. When you get down, just rest a moment. Keep that whole body sensing of tone. It's the fluids of you. It's the fascial weave. It's the intelligence that's awake. And then bring your left leg up. Check in with yourself. We have patterns, you know. We may just go, oh, I'm doing yoga, I'm going to bring my left leg up. What if you don't do that? What if you come into that fluidity of the weave and see how much of your body can be in relationship with the lifting of that back leg? One of the things you look for is don't push your belly to the floor. Then you have a chance at finding this. All right, and then exhale, release the leg down, and when you're ready, just release your head again to one of your sides and rest. So that's a lot, and because many of us don't have that, we've lost it or we didn't get it somehow, we don't have that tone. It's very difficult to come into any bigger back bends down here without kind of bypassing it, you know. So let's try. Let's come into a sphinx, and you want to use the body as this. There's my support. I can come up. I need this, and then oh, and the belly's not sagging. You can come on into it now. Your sphinx, the belly's not sagging. If you think of this as, again, as a developmental pattern that our babies learn as they grow, if you think of that, then you'll know this took them quite a while to get to. This baby was alive maybe 4 months before it got up here. And it, in the best of all situations, would have learned to have all this stuff inside, and they'd be up here and they'd be bright and curious, right? Can you be bright and curious? And the whole body is in the game. All right, and then lower back down. Now developmentally, if we were babies, they'd be lowering back down because I'm tired. That was a lot. And then rest down and yield to the earth again. Soften into gravity. Let it be. Good, and now we'll bring it into a child's posture from here. So you can play with it. Find your little patterns. Don't hang in the lumbar. Don't harden it. And up you come. Back into an extended child's posture. Yours will be different from mine. I'm working with these legs right now, so I'm here. If you're down further, great. And if you're up further, also great. All right, and then when that feels pretty good, come up and sit either on your knees or between them in Virasana. I'm going to sit on the block. Right there. And I am in Virasana. My feet are out to the side, sitting on your knees. Lift it up any amount is fine. And if Virasana doesn't work, sit any way that does. Be comfortable. Once you find your seat, you'll know that you're probably going to want to check for this integration of the front and the back support, the ease of it, the back nose, the widening of the back body that supports the torso. And then with your hands on your thighs, feel this. Give them just a little bit of the weight of your arms. As you do and you touch, the weight of your arms gives information into your thighs. Feel. Let the information coming into your thighs be into the bone. You just travel in. And allow the weight of your arms to give more weight to the bone. So it's your thighs. How are you breathing? There's no wrong answer. You just notice, how are you breathing? All right? Okay, we're going to sit, legs extended, so you may be up on a block or bolsters. It doesn't matter. You don't need a strap for this, but you will have your legs extended. Nursing these legs around and then extending them straight out. And I'll sit up here in a Dandasana. And in Dandasana, I would like to feel a sense of alert and awake, and also comfort and ease. The both things. Your gaze will come forward, and yet your eyes are receiving rather than going out to get. Allow your eyes to receive into the back body. The back brain. Good. Now with an inhale, just bring this, I'm bringing my left up, and if your knees or anything are cranky, you just go a little ways. If you feel like you want to, you bring it further, right? Extending the other leg out. Your hips will become a little catty corner perhaps, or not. And then turn toward the extended leg and rest your hands down. Feel the earth up through your arms and into the bones. Arm bones, thorax, ooh, spine of the upper back. Aha, no pushing across the lumbar. And now inhale and exhale. Begin a little journey forward. It needn't be far. Your journey. Use the exhaling breaths to come a little bit further. Fascinate on what you feel as you go. Drop the goal completely if you can. Feel what's interesting and stay with that. If it changes, maybe you change. Breathing through the nasal pathways, which will give us this full lung breath that we like so much, and breathing in through the back nose of the Ming Men, which will give us this whole body embodiment breath. You want them both. Good. 2 more breaths. And inhale and come up. Exhale and extend the leg. Sit at center. And then the other side, drawing it back. And then being kind, take your best spot all the way up or very, very low, and inhale and turn toward the extended leg. You feel the kidneys, you feel the spinal space between them. The breath coming in through your nasal pathways, all the way through the depth of your lungs. And this back belly, this Ming Men life force connection. Bring it around, inhale, and as you're ready, exhale over it. 2 more breaths. Inhale and come up. Extend the leg. Dandasana. Good, and then we're going to come down into supine and bring your knees into your chest. So, lengthen down and bring your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around. Release your head. With an exhale, curl up. When you've curled up, I'm hoping that you haven't hardened the front abdomen. Those muscles will be working, but you're still initiating everything from that back wall, back abdominal wall, whole thing. And inhale, bring down, and take a gentle twist each side, hovering the legs over to the one. As you turn your gaze to the opposite side, you needn't go far. If you're not going very far, see if you can reach your outside of your foot to the floor there. That'll give you a lot of support to begin to go a little deeper if you like. Another couple breaths on this side. Now when you come up, it's the same breath, and it's inhale, the back abdominal tone, as you know, the rolling of the mesentery there in the abdomen as you come around, and then exhale, other side. And when you come up on the side, what are you going to use to support? You do want to use the stuff that will keep the whole body in the game. So it's not a jerk swing up or something, but it's how am I going to draw my legs up from deep in here, and bring them around. And then place the feet down. Lengthen. And, I'm sorry, but reach over and grab your block. If you don't have one, just stay right where you are, it's fine. In constructive rest, or with your hips up on a very low version of the block. And then let your pelvis drop down onto the block and scoot your shoulder blades under you. Let the knees stay bent. Chin's toward the chest, but you've got a little bit of a cervical curve there. Nice and easy posture here. Allow your eyes to close, perhaps. And you can bring your hands into this whole belly basin from the pubis, the buttock, not the buttock bones, the pubis, the big wings of the pelvis, all the way up underneath the thoracic diaphragm. Let your hands rest in there. And notice that your belly does fall deep down into your back. It's gravity, and it rests in there like water in a lake. Just rest. each inhale seeps into the body through this back body energetic Ming Men. Through the nasal pathways, filling the lungs, even as the life force is entering from Ming Men and widening through this whole abdominal area, all the way sacrum, tail. The belly doesn't push up. It drops down on the inhale, and everything widens from the back. All right, now if you have the block, take it out, and we'll set up for Shavasana. You'll want to bring your knees to your chest, since that was a little bit of a back bend. Curl up. And then your Shavasana, if you want to get some things to support you, feel free to do so, or simply lie back, lengthening your back softly onto the earth and coming into this particularly exquisite relationship with gravity. In Shavasana, our bodies are open upward. This gives us the opportunity to invite the sensation of gravity onto our sensitive skin. Through the muscles and the bones. Through that deep, deep belly, that big pool. The navel pool from the pelvic bones to the thoracic diaphragm. Big pool. The waters yield to gravity. And you rest. Resting in Shavasana, the big yield, the Maha Samadhi of practice, for Maha Samadhi, practice for the moment of fully releasing the body. You're not really doing it, don't worry. You can play with the idea and see just the body, not the essence of you,